Hey, this is Superior Wolf doing another FPVOD with commentary, and this is going to be yet another ZvZ Terran. I hope you guys are enjoying this series of FPVODs, because frankly I've been enjoying myself quite a bit while I've been doing these. This is only at like sea level or something, but I thought it was a pretty good game that I recorded, and hopefully I will be doing some other of the matchups, like some more standard ZvP play or ZvZ play. Unfortunately I haven't encountered many Zergs yet, so haven't gotten the chance to get some ZvZ games as of yet. But you can see this is a Zerg vs Terran on Python. I've spawned at the 12 o'clock position, and you can see with my scouting overlord, I'm going to point it in that little crack right there, and if the Terran is at 3 o'clock, my overlord can see his command center without him seeing my overlord, but turns out he wasn't there. So I'm going to proceed with my standard opening, which I love to do in 9 pool, because if a Terran does something like a fast command center, you pretty much get an auto win. Also, if they don't, you kind of force them to conform to the build you're doing. So a lot of Terrans go 2 racks, and they're not really as comfortable with 2 racks than 1 rack to expand. Plus, you can always get some damage in, you can prevent scouting, so that's why I like to open with a pool first. 12 hatch is also pretty susceptible to cheeses and bunker rushes and stuff like that. So 9 pool is actually one of my favorite openings for this matchup as of recently. You can see that I've done the extractor trick, then got another overlord, and then I'll get 6 Zerglings and then another pair. And after that I'll be going for standard ZvT 3 hat muta after just 8 Zerglings. So hopefully I will be able to get you some regular some regular commentaries on regular games from the pro gaming scene, since I just haven't really, I've been trying to find out how to get some high quality versions onto YouTube, and once I find that, how to do that, I will get some regular FPVODs.
Is it the one posted by
or regular commentaries. Something else I could do, tell me if you guys want this, is I could actually commentate on foreigner replays, record them myself, and then commentate on them. If you guys prefer that, I could do that too, because frankly it actually has a lot higher quality if I record it myself than converting it from the Korean format over and over again. So yeah, I've got my 9 pool. Now I know he's at the 6 o'clock position, and my Zerglings are heading there right now, getting my 3rd hatchery, and I sent 1 Zergling to attack his scouting SCV just to make him micro a bit. And there goes my extractor. Since I know at this point in time the Terran can only have 2 or 3 Marines, I'm going to try and go for an SCV snipe. And I get an SCV snipe. This is pretty nice because I didn't lose a single Zergling, and I was able to get one SCV. So now I'm going to send my Zerglings back to kill his SCV, since I realize I can't really do much at his base, since he's got those SCVs protecting him. And once I kill that SCV, I'll go back and see what I should do from there. So my gas is now finished. I'll be getting there first. And yeah, I have 1 Zergling chasing the SCV, and then I'll have the rest of these Zerglings going to cut off its route, and then I'll be able to kill it. So now I'm going to kill his SCV right here, and I'll send these Zerglings back down. What I'm really interested right now is to see his Marine count, so I can tell whether he is doing a mech build, a 2 racks build, or a 1 racks expand build. Sometimes you can actually see the command center there too. So that's why you always want to leave your Zerglings and bring them up a little bit so you can see how many Marines he has and what he's building. So right now I'm getting a sunken just for safety precaution, and now that my lair is 50% done, I will get my extractor. And right now you can tell I'm just pouring drones because I got the map control right now. He can't really attack me. And right now I notice he only has 5 Marines. So I'm very, very suspicious right now. I didn't see a command center, so I'm really, really scared of a vulture run by right now. So that's why I'm morphing that sunken immediately. So also getting an evolution chamber in case it's 2-port Wraith. And actually I cancelled it so I could get a Spire instead, since I realized you can't have Wraith this fast. So yeah, I saw 2 vultures come out. I've got this sunken, and I'm gonna move those drones there just to be safe, so he can't run by. And my Spire will help me get some mutas later to counter the Wraiths.
Interesting enough, in game 4, Jamie went in game.
So now I'm gonna start my gas mining. I'm pretty scared. I'm thinking this might be a fantasy build where they get the dropship and they come in with in your base with vultures and mines. It's really annoying. So that's why I decided to add a sunken behind my mineral line, so it prevents the damage from being done. And I also moved my Zerglings to my cliff so I could tell if the dropship is coming, and I could try and prevent him from landing safely. So yeah, right now I'm going to add another sunken here because I'm scared he can drop in the back there since it's pretty vulnerable. And got about 12 Zerglings now. My Spire is going to be finished pretty soon. And now I know he has a Wraith, so now I can be sure that this isn't a fantasy build, and I'll have to get some spores instead of something. So right now you can watch a little entertaining screw up by me, I guess. I was trying to get a spore in the middle of my mineral line, but as you can tell it's pretty hard with Zerg. It's a lot easier with Protoss to do this. So yeah, my Spire's done, his Wraith's in my base, and so I'll make a couple Muta, I'll make a couple Scourge, and then I'll be fine. It was kind of my mistake, it was a pretty bad mistake there. Shouldn't have spent so much time trying to make that spore, because I would have had Scourge earlier and I wouldn't have had my Overlord go down, but it's not going to affect me too much. I kind of liked his build because you can tell later in the game he's going to be getting an expansion, and it's basically one of these builds that doesn't really force him to give up the game. You know, there's some mech builds where they devote the whole game to going mech, and mech is actually a pretty weak build if you know how to counter it. So his build was he just starts off with mech to pressure me a bit, get me out of my comfort zone, because most Zergs don't play against mech as often as they do against bio. So right now I'm going to go in to do some Mutalist harass. He doesn't have many turrets up, but I can tell now that he started the transition back into Marines, and so I'm fairly sure he also has his expansion up at this point. And I can tell I can't do too much with 6 Mutas, so I'm going to back off and pick off anything I can. So this build by him is actually pretty interesting. He gets those vultures and he can see if he can do any damage. In this case he was not able to do much damage at all, so I'm going to have a fairly comfortable mid game because he's not going to be able to attack me much because his marine count would be low. However, he does get me to play out of my comfort zone, so you can see that I didn't have the 9 Mutas, I only had 6 when my Spire finished. So that really made my Mutalist harass pretty ineffective. But now I'm going to take my expansion and start getting those lurkers. And the one bad thing about his build is because he went mech first, he has a low marine count, and he also has a delayed upgrade on his marines. So my mutas are going to be more effective than normal, and my Zerglings will be more effective than normal. So I'm going to be trying to do some mutalist harassment here. He does get a faster science vessel than normal though, so I have to be careful not to lose my mutalist to an irradiate. So that's why I backed off there. Even though he only had 1 turret and I could have picked off a lot more SCVs, I didn't want to lose my mutalist carelessly to a single irradiate. So Hydralisk ends up. I'm going to start the lurker upgrade, and you can see I've got speed on those overlords because I was when he was coming with the wraiths, I decided to get speed on them so I could spot those cloaked wraiths if he decided to go 2-port cloaked wraith. And now it's just going to be standard Zerg versus Terran. He's got an expansion, I've got 3, and I'm getting lurkers, I'm getting my carapace, and my melee. My melee is actually almost done for my Zerglings, and my Mutalisks almost have their armor upgrade done. So yeah, I get some extra upgrades than he normally would have had. And right now he's trying to kill this Overlord here. I would normally have been a little bit more scared by